Good afternoon to one and all. Welcome to the online webinar series conducted by Evolution Careers in association with RSN Cons. Today's topic is time management. Hope all of you are able to listen. If anyone is unable to hear my audio, please message in the chat thing. We will look into it and rectify the technical glitches if any. Hope right now everyone is able to hear what I am talking. Coming to time management, why it is important and what is the need of it, how it can enhance ourselves as an effective individual, effective team player, and also as overall effective productive person. This is what we are going to walk through today. Why it is so important, the need of time management. First, what is time management? Doing right things at right time is called as time management. Okay, let me continue. Doing right things at the right time on a timely basis, in short, can be called as time management. Why it is so important? Because if you don't do right things at right time, we won't get the desired results or the intended results. So we have to be so careful in managing our time according to the situations and also make effective productivity with the time we are spending for any particular work. Say, let us take an example. We are building a product, and by the time we release it to the market, the product is getting phased out of the market. Will it make any sense to launch that product at that point of time? It will not make any sense, because we have lost the opportunity when the market is in need of that product. When the phase out is happening, if we come up with the product, then we may not even recover 10% of the cost of the investment we did on that product. Same way, if you don't take right decisions at the right time, this will impact your career, your personal life, you as an individual. If I don't take right decision at the required point of time, my entire life can be spoiled. It can make or break. In short, we can say proper time management can make an individual very effective. Improper time management can make effectiveness of an individual to zero level. This is reality and we have to abide by it. The need of time management is, in short, to be effective and to be the best. So for that, one of the key aspects required is management of the available time. We have only 24 hours of time in a day, out of which we need to have at least 6 hours of sound sleep, 6 to 8 hours, depending on the health condition of the individual. Then we have our daily goals. We need some time to have some entertainment. Life cannot be monotonous. You need to have entertainment, you need to have peaceful sleep, and after that, you need to do your profession also. If you are a student, minimum 8 hours of time, 8 to 10 hours of your daily time on a working day, you are investing in your college or your educational institution. If you are a professor, you are investing in your work location. If you are an industry working person, you are investing your time there. If you are an entrepreneur, you are investing time for running your business, to manage your business. So, however you take it, you have to invest your time effectively to be effective. The impacts of time management, it is both positive and negative. If you take right decisions at right time, if you manage your time effectively, if you have time consciousness, presence of mind, you can handle the situation very well, and also you can be more effective. You can excel in your field, whatever you are choosing. If you don't have this quality, then there is no point in being effective. You cannot be effective without time management. If you are effective without a time management, it means someone else is managing your time and making you effective. Time management has to come from the individual itself. Yes, when you are in a team, the entire team, if rest of all are properly managing time and only one individual is not managing it, still the team can give a reasonable output and reasonable effectiveness overall. But as an individual, if you take and see your time management skills and the results of it, it will impact everywhere, both in your professional life and personal life. When you feel to get married, you have to get married. If you think that, okay, if I wait more, I'll get a much better match, at the end, you will end up in a situation where you will be desperate to get a match itself. Yes, time management can impact your personal life also. This is just an example. Yes, you can correlate it to every activity. You handle it in day-to-day life, in your home, in your workplace, during your travel, be it anywhere. If you want to go to attend an interview, say at morning 9 o'clock in Chennai, right now we are in lockdown situation. Let us assume that we are in a normalcy mode. And from Kanyakumari, the person is getting intimation today morning that tomorrow morning 9 o'clock he has to be in Chennai for an interview. What the person has to do first? First he has to see what time he has to reach over there. If he has to reach over the destination, what time he has to reach the city? Say, let us take an example of the industry is located in Sirseri. First, he has to see whether there is any direct transportation available from Kanyakumari to Sirseri. What is the time taken? If direct transportation is not available, he has to see whether he can get down at Coimbatore bus stand and change over, or he can get down at Tambaram and change over, which is the nearest point to reach over there. And what is the time taken, overall travel time taken? What is the rest time he needs? What is the time for refreshment he needs in between to attend the interview with briskness and freshness? So for that activity, he has to calculate each and every time. He or she has to keep some buffer timing also to be more effective, so that he can be on time, the person can be on time in the desired location. And what is the use of time management? The main use of time management is managing your activities effectively. Time management in turn leads to effective management of activities, which will in turn lead to making the individual effective, making the work effective, making the team effective. It contributes to a lot of things. And the main aspect of time management is urgent importance matrix. This is a universal concept And this is the core concept which we are going to discuss today. First, what is an urgent importance matrix? The horizontal axis says the urgency of the activity. The vertical axis shows the importance of the activity. So when you look at it, it is divided into 4 quadrants. On left bottom, we have a quadrant less important, less urgent. If you travel up, you can see most important, less urgent. If you travel extreme right bottom, you can see less important, most urgent. If you travel to the right corner, topmost right corner, you see most important, most urgent. See, whenever you are planning for an activity, performing an activity, when you have to plan your day-to-day activities from morning to evening or for the 24 hours duration, first you have to see which is the most important, most urgent work. Say, let us take an example of going for a business meeting. Let us assume that you are a working professional and you are having a business meeting that day. The business meeting is only for 2 hours. Rest of the time is for your other daily activities. When you populate this matrix, request you all to mute your microphones, please. I am hearing some background noise. It is disturbing a lot. Kindly mute all of your microphones. And coming to the example which we have taken, the most important, most urgent for that day is business meeting, client meeting. So let us say it is a client meeting. That individual puts the most important, most urgent activity in the client meeting. Next activity, he has to send certain emails to his clients which he had committed to his customers or clients that he will send it today. Then that is most important but less urgent. After the business meeting, he can sit and do that work. Then he has certain emails which he has to send to his team. Those are urgent. We have a deadline, say we have a deadline of 10 days to complete that activity. He has to allocate the activity to his team. It is urgent because that time, that work requires 10 days of duration to complete it by his team. He knows it very well. So it is urgent, but at the same time, it is less important. For that day, it is less important. Why? Because even if he sends by the end of the day or the next day morning also, instead of 10 days, you can push little hard and complete it in 9 days. But if you send on the 9th day and look to complete work in 1 day, it is not possible. Why I am saying this statement, you will come to understand later. Then he has some random emails which he has to reply, which is not so important, not so urgent. He can reply those emails even after 4 or 5 days. But still, he can reply it the same day itself so that this will not come into the other 3 quadrants at any point of time. So this way, if the activities are populated, then there will be a clear-cut clarity what he has to do first, what he has to do next, what he has to do further. In between, if some work is also coming, he can populate it, he can map it to these quadrants and perform that activity. What happens if, say, let us say, less important, less urgent work as on today, but after 15 days, it might go into most important, most urgent work if you don't do it today. Same way, less important, most urgent work, if you don't do it today, within 2 or 3 days, it can move up to most important, most urgent. Same way, most important, less urgent work, if you don't pay attention to it on timely basis, again it will go to most important, most urgent work. If we don't perform the activities in the well-planned manner, in a very well-planned manner, then what it will happen? Every activity we end up in most important, most urgent category. Can we have all activities for the day as most important and most urgent? Is it a good sign? Definitely no. It is not a good sign. Why? Because you should not have most important, most urgent work for the entire day schedule. There could be certain constraints, certain times where you can face that situation. But on a regular day-to-day activity basis, everything cannot be urgent. Everything cannot be most important. There will be certain activities that has to be populated in that quadrant. The day activity should be mapped in all these 4 quadrants. Then only you are going on the right track. If you have any one of these overpopulated on regular basis, there could be certain exceptional cases, but on regular basis, every day, all the 365 days of an year, if you are putting everything in most important, most urgent criteria, it means that the individual did not perform on the tasks when it was required. When those are under the other 3 quadrants, so that everything landed at most important, most urgent work. How to classify a work first? You know what activities you have to do for the day. So according to that, you have to schedule yourself, which has to be done first, which has to be done next, which has to be done next. How it can be done? First you map your activity for the day. You take your entire day's activities, including your personal life. You try to map in this matrix. Sometimes you might put a most important, less urgent work in most important, most urgent quadrant while you start it. But when you practice it, you will be able to clearly define what urgency is, what importance is, and according to that you can populate it very well. So once you populate it, say you are a working professional, a student or a teacher or anything, you can divide the activity on hourly basis. Say for example, a student wants to prepare for exams. And we know most of us, we prepare for the exams only during study holidays or the day before exam. We do the activity when it comes as most important, most urgent work. I am not saying this as a fault, but we have developed that pattern because our examination system is in such a way that even if you prepare on the last day of the exam, the previous day before the exam itself, you will be able to secure a pass mark. There are multiple ways where you can read certain specific topics, and if you are good enough, if you are able to remember those for the next day, you can write them off and get cleared in the exam. Yes, it is not so easy for all. There is another criteria for it. But using this technique also, you can easily clear the exam when you are doing the activity in most important, most urgent work. But will you be doing it in full-fledged basis? That is the question. Whether that activity you are doing is clear or not. whether that activity you are doing is very clear or not. Definitely, if you just memorize and write an exam, it is not going to help you in any case. It can give you grades, it can give you 10 out of 10 CGPA or 100% or 90%, whatever. It can give you even rankings. But at the end of the day, how much skill you have will determine how your career is going to be. If you are a bad time management person, whatever grades you have, whatever qualification you have, it will not give the actual value of it. When there should be a meaning for your qualification, including me, it's for everyone. You have to have the necessary skill sets required for it to excel in that. Otherwise, those can be used for our profile building and writing those qualification names jointly with our name. I'm sorry to say this, but we have to be proficient enough to have a quality qualification, or we should give the value that qualification deserves by managing our activities, by increasing our productivity, becoming more effective, both as an individual and as a performance related person, both in work and as an individual. Both are equally important. And say, coming back to the student's example, if that student had read the chapters every day when it is taught in class, if he or she had understood those concepts which the person had learned, I can assure you, without even reading on the previous day of exam, that individual can secure good marks in the examinations. Why is it so? Because once the concepts are understood, those will be storing under our long time memory. And finally, even after 3 or 4 years, if you ask that person about that concept, he or she will be able to explain it very well. If you put it under your short-term memory, then after few days itself it will go off. Again, you have to refresh those concepts and then reproduce it whenever it is required. So, if you had utilized your time effectively for the entire semester or the entire year for gaining knowledge in the righteous way by properly understanding the concepts, in-depth knowledge about the subject, correlating with live examples, real-time live examples, which you can see in day-to-day activities, then obviously by that effective planning and managing your time, you can avoid lot of tensions during your exams. Same way for working professionals. Say one work is allocated to you with a 10-day deadline, which actually requires 10 days of work if you work allocated for 2 hours a day. What ultimately we think there? We tend to think that totally 20 hours is sufficient for completing this activity. Deadline, say it is made, becomes most important, most urgent work. Hardly some 20-30% of the work will be left. Maybe that one day you can put some extra effort on that and you can complete it. If you have effectively utilize your time skills very well, then obviously you can avoid lot of works going into most important, most urgent work. This is because of various factors associated with us. One is the mindset. Second one is the approach towards the activity. Third one is interest in the activity. Fourth one is our ability, capability to complete that work in effective way. When we think that we can do everything in the last minute, even we often see that memes and WhatsApp, social media circulations, wherein it is indicated that in each degree wise, these many subjects, overnight we will study and clear every subject. Those are not good signs. So we have to change our approach to enhance our skills technically and also managing ourselves in an effective way to exhibit those technical skills we nourished, we understood in an effective way to give the best out of us. This in turn will give lot of growths. One growth is individual growth, second growth is the team associated with him or her, third the organization which that individual is part of, next comes the country. So in turn, when all the individuals become more effective, the country becomes more effective. This is also one way of showing patriotism. So we have to do something for our country also. That's our duty to do, and definitely we have to do it. And with our time management skills, interpersonal management skills, enhancing our communication skills, wherever we give non-productive activity, if we cut down those non-productive activities, then obviously we can be more effective and be a useful citizen for the country. Where we are wasting time, social media is boon and ban, both. 90% of content in social media is garbage. At the same time, there is 10% very good content which can enhance yourselves, which can help you to grow further. But identifying that which is garbage, which is righteous thing, that takes some time. And moreover, we spend a lot of time in entertainment rather than focusing on our growth. Entertainment is needed. There used to be a certain limit of entertainment. Entertainment is not our life. Being jolly, being funny is not the entire life. Being responsible is more important than being funny. Yes, that nature has to be there. You cannot be always be a responsible person. Sometimes, yes, you have to keep it aside and you have to enjoy yourself. But what amount of time you are spending for it, that counts a lot. So you have to make yourselves, your time very effective so that you can achieve great heights. Be it anyone, this is a general thing which is required for every individual, and those who are able to manage their time skills, their time very well, they are most effective. You can take anyone who has reached the heights. One such example is that Pokhran test. Our famous scientist Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has conducted Pokhran nuclear test twice. One during Indira Gandhi regime as a prime minister, when Indira Gandhi was prime minister. Second one when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the prime minister. And the second time when, as a prime minister, Mr. Vajpayee took this decision to conduct a nuclear test, when they had discussed with Abdul Kalam, our honorable former president of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam ji was very clear in his thinking. He utilized his time skills very perfectly there to make sure that hardly the 3 to 5 seconds transitional gap of the US radar monitoring can be used to blast the nuclear bomb or the nuclear weapon, whatever it is. So, if you are not so precise to manage your time effectively, we cannot do such things. That had shown India as an able nuclear weapon maker in the world. India is capable of having the technology. India has the technology. The entire world came to know. What if it would have happened when the radar isn't monitoring? What is the consequences for that in the international arena? We could have faced a lot of consequences for it. So the skills, the time management skills of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and his team, along with the time management skills of then Prime Minister Mr. Vajpayee, had made that very successful. Same way, earlier during Srimati Indira Gandhi's regime also, similar way it was conducted. And that time the radar monitoring was not so in peak levels. This time it was there. So, how much we need that time management? This one example can reveal you anything. And say for athletes, they know the value of time. A microsecond is more important for them to be the winner, the gold medalist or the silver medalist or the bronze medalist or stand in fourth place. PT Usha missed the Olympic medal by only 1/100th of a second, 1 centisecond, 0.01 seconds. She was not a bad time management person, but the others were still more effective in terms of their physical ability. But still, see that gap. Olympic medalist, non-Olympic medalist. The time duration gap was only 0.01 seconds. So, we have to be so effective. If we want to be effective, we have to pay attention to managing our time, managing ourselves. If we start managing ourselves, then we can be so effective. If you don't pay attention to the important things at the right time, then we will not be able to be more effective for the rest of our life. This is not a cautionary message, this is reality. Let us understand the reality and enhance ourselves, improve ourselves, and be the best. Hope you have understood.